people ask, why are you running? Right? And I got to think about that. I went back into a little bit of time and why am I running? Why? Well, some of you may be familiar with the gentleman named Ezra Klein. Wrote a book that says, Why Are We So Polarized? And if you'll indulge me, I'd just like to read a couple passages from that. Is that all right? Okay. And he says, we are so locked into our political identities that there is virtually no candidate, no information, no condition that can force us to change our minds. We will justify almost anything or anyone so long as it helps our side. And the result is a politics devoid of guardrails, standards, persuasion, or accountability. And yet, we have not changed so much, have we? We still coach Little League and care for our parents. We cry at romantic comedies and we mow our lawns. We laugh at our eccentricities and apologize for harsh words. We want to be loved and we wish for a better world. That is not to absolve us responsibility for our politics, but to trace a lament often heard when we step away from politics. Aren't we better than this? Aren't we better than this? I'm here to tell you, I think we are. I think that we have allowed the status quo, our press, our social media, our parties to put us in a position where we are so divided that we can't even think about compromise. That everything has to be a zero-sum game. There has to be a winner. There has to be a loser. And I'm going to tell you, that's not the way it used to be. Now, politics has not always been a dirty game, right? Maybe there's a little bit. But now, it is almost blood sport. And we will never get anything done unless we can come together. We cannot solve the problems we need to solve unless we do this. So, I'm going to give you, we've almost gotten to the point that we're just flat out mean. We are being mean to each other. There's not civil discourse. We got to be able to do that. Where else in your life do you get talked to like you might get talked to when it comes to politics? At work? At the baseball field? I mean, if you're talking to someone mowing your yard, you may not hear this, but I'm going to give you a little something. I probably wasn't going to do this, but now I'm going to do it since I wrote it down. So Minnie and I almost have a new game every night now that we started putting ads out there, Facebook pages and all these kind of things saying, hey, Democrat running for office. Now, I don't want you to take this if any Republicans are here. I hope you are. But this is coming at my direction. So this is just a point. I just want to prove something. So here are comments that have come up onto my Facebook pages and my ads since we started running. Hell no. From now on, we need only Republicans in office. Demonic rats become politicians to get filthy rich and ruin our country. I know I've never met that person. Right? Here's even better. This is from a preacher. Growl at me if you want, but he looks like a goat-stinking Muslim, loving, illegal, alien-supporting Democrat to me. There's no. We must have only Americans in every office, not a communist that pretends to be of the USA. I'm only reading this because this is where we are. And it's not the majority of us, and I don't believe that. It is the extremes of our parties. I promise this comes from the Democrat to the Republican side as well. Republican back to Democrat, independent. It does not matter. We have the extremes on both sides. We have to get together. We have to come together. Now, I think, I don't know, there is probably, I'll play a game. Sorry. This is not written down, folks. You just have to go with me. So I've done this at a couple different places, and I'm going to ask a couple questions. And I want you to raise your hand. It's okay. So who here, right now, believes that our veterans deserve to be fed, should not be homeless, and deserve health care? Raise your hand. Okay. Who here believes that our educational system is foundational to our democracy and must be fully funded? Amen. Who believes our teachers need to get paid for what they do, given the tools to do what they need to do? But everybody. Right? Who here thinks it's a travesty that in the state of Texas, we've lost 181 hospitals since 2005? Look at that. We're not that far apart. We're not that far apart. We are not the extreme. We are, at this point, the silent majority. We can't be silent anymore. It has got to the point that I think it's critical that we stand up and start letting our voices be heard. When you see something you support, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is, it's okay for you to come out and say, I believe this way. It's okay to attend these meetings. It is horrible that I have to actually think about whether or not to put my own sign in my yard because I think someone will vandalize my house. Are we a community? Are we a family? Or are we just talking like it? It should never be, ever, at that level. Our politics are not our identity. It is not who we are wholly. It is how we treat other people that determines who we are. Our politics are a preference. A preference, right? And we just prove in this room, most of us are going to agree on the big issues. Most of us are going to agree on health care, education, taking care of our veterans, making sure that our youngest have health insurance and that they have their SNAP benefits so that we make sure that they don't go to school hungry. We all can agree on those things. We should agree on those things. It's the right thing to do. And we can't be scared anymore. We can't be scared. And I'm going to tell you, this will get its way out there. I'm a Democrat you can vote for, Republicans. I'm a Democrat you can vote for, independents. I'm a person that you can vote for. Because I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you are protected, that you are taken care of, and your neighbors as well. I'm going to also talk just for a second about politics. As far as I look at it, we are in an era of bully politics, bad politics. Yeah. You know, I'm going to start a problem. So, most of you, when you looked at this race last time, you had Gary Van Dever, who has been excellent for education, right? He at least holds his vote, right? He's only one of two that voted against vouchers this time around. An incumbent. For all purposes, it seems like, I mean, we might disagree on a few things, but a good guy, right? Cares about HD1. And I'm not here to get him reelected. But he should not have had to put up with the governor putting a candidate to go to primary him. And the governor put a candidate to primary him. Why? Because he would not vote for vouchers. So, this race, most likely, it'll probably be me and Chris Spencer. Probably. It's a good chance. And I'm going to tell you, folks, we deserve, he may be a great man, but we deserve better than a bought and paid for politician that is going to do nothing but the governor's bidding no matter what. And I'm going to tell you something right now, Texas. Your governor's not got your best interest at heart. Your governor is the one who's responsible for these hospitals closing. He's the one that's going to fund your schools. And he's going to give that money straight to about 4 or 5 billionaires. Jeff Yass, Tim Dunn, Ferris Wilks, Betsy DeVos, all of that cabal. So when we wake up, if we don't do something, if we don't do something quickly, we're going to see our educational system has been transferred to someone else. The greatest transfer of wealth we're going to see in Texas. It's going to be all your tax dollars going to billionaires who don't need it. It's going to private schools who don't need it. I don't want to get into all the particulars, but that is the overriding concern for them, is making sure we fund public schools. Now, you're going to have a choice probably to make. Am I going to vote for someone who is going to protect schools, health care, children? Or am I going to vote for someone that no matter what has to do what the governor says? because the governor dropped $1 million in my campaign last time. $1 million for that one vote. That one vote to do exactly what I want you to do. So, I'll wrap up. Let me just say, I do not care what party you belong to. I don't. I do not care where the ideas come from, as long as it's the right one. If it comes from a Republican, a Libertarian, I don't care if it comes from the Christian, I don't care. If it's the right thing for Texas, it's the right thing for HD1, that is what we need to do, which means we have to be willing to compromise, which means we have to have the right people in office to do that. Right now, you've all heard this term, garbage in, garbage out. It's time to take the garbage out. It is time. And I want to be your garbage man. How about that? Let's start right here. We can do it. We're running. People say we can't do it. They're saying that there's no way a Democrat can win in this district. They are going to tell you that we're not going to have enough money. It's okay. We're going to work from the ground up. We're going to work, and we are going to do word of mouth. We're going to canvass. We're going to do everything we can, because I know for a fact that we have to stop what is going down. It is time for us to send a clear message to our government and our politicians. Hey, we don't serve you. You serve us. Thank you.